Hey there, welcome to the table. So we have a few scenarios unlocked here now. Coming back to this. So this was, we started the game here, we went there, instead of there, so that's why you have an X. This is the one we just finished, and you can see there's a little boss symbol, and then we unlocked 5. We did not unlock 6. And then we unlock 7 and 8, which you can see here. And I don't know what that symbol is there. Let me see if that's one of our characters. Doesn't appear to be. Actually, there is one that looks... Nope, not quite. So that'll be an interesting one to see what Edge of the World is. Now, the stickers I did put on, I did recognize that my sticker for this here is a little off. Because you can see, like, right there's the 0, and then you can see the 0 up above. So that sticker should have been moved up. The sticker for 5 goes over here. And then 7 goes way up there at the edge of the world. And then I added another one. Where did I add it? Oh, right here. Not that one. This one. Oh, we did unlock 6. No, I'm sorry, that's 8. That's 8. Sorry. See? Bad eyes. I gotta turn my lights on again. Alright, we do add an X for passage of time. It does say that if there's an effect that would cause you to add something, it would be 4 after the X. Let me zoom you out. And remember we had this debate at the last video, but because the X doesn't occur until we go back to town, and this was a result of the success of our last mission, I added it 4 spaces away from this X. If I would have an event that were to add something, then it would be 4 spaces after that one. And I'm just going to live with it. I mean, maybe somebody thinks it should be done differently. But that's the problem. When you say 4 after what? So the timing matters, but I think we got it right. Okay, so that was passage of time. Next up is the outpost event. So we are still in the summer. And you can see here, we don't hit winter until we cross this line. So we got a little ways to go still, which is good. Because I have a feeling this is almost like Kingsburg, if you remember that game. Summer is you're preparing your town, and then winter is when bad things happen, like getting attacked and stuff like that. That may not be 100% true, but I think that's a good rule of thumb. So we have to do an event. So I need to find my event cards. So let's see here. Active summer. I gotta pause. These cards confuse me. I don't know which side I'm supposed to draw from. 1 second. Okay, I took them out of the box, and you can see like the piles of cards over there. The left side are inactive, the right side are active, and it's road summer, road winter, outpost summer, outpost winter, and we got to draw an outpost card. So let me reach across the table and grab one. And here we go. So I actually think these are narrated as well. And so this one would be 11. Right here it is.
Pinter Droman, Frosthaven's resident quattril tinkerer, is unwrapping a package wrapped in brocade at his workshop.
Come take a look. Can't believe it. One of the guards just dropped this off. Says he found it on the hillside.
Out from the cloth comes what looks like a long metallic purple blade.
Remarkable. Believe it or not, this is an antler from a Brummix. Butler settlers brought them here over a century ago, but they all died out. Or so I thought. Watch this.
He swings a heavy wrench at the antler, snapping it in 2 pieces.
Right, let's see if the myths are true.
He grabs the 2 halves of the antler and gently touches them together. Like magic, the 2 pieces fuse back together, looking as perfect as when he first unwrapped the antler. Pinter is grinning from ear to ear.
A marvel of nature. Now, what shall we use it for?
Option A. Use it as a mutable material for crafting. Option B. Weave it into an art piece.
Well, I think either way this sounds like a good thing. I have no idea which one is better. I'm going to use it for crafting. So we'll see what that is. And I am going to look at both options. So, oh, I can actually choose it here. So
A. Pinter fires up the furnace.
We need to get it nice and toasty to melt this beauty.
Pinter lobs the Brummix antler in. Soon, a purple liquid pours out the side and drains into the mold for 3 shiny purple bars.
Should be good for just about anything. Take it. Just promise me, if you ever find that beautiful Brummix, you treat it well. I heard they're crazy for ox nuts, if you believe it.
okay, so we're going to gain a morale, and we're going to get 3 material resources of any kind, and we gain the Brummix campaign sticker. I don't know what that does for us, but he did sort of hint that if we find something else that I guess maybe we can make something even better. I don't know. But the other option would have given us this. When you would suffer damage from any source, negate all the damage. That's actually pretty cool. Now, to craft it, you would have needed these items, but that's not the case here. We would have gotten one, but I did not choose that option. I'm just showing you what I would have gotten, and there's 2 of them here. So obviously it's a craftable item, so maybe we can get it some other way. I don't know, having a helmet that just completely negates damage one time, I mean, when you're up against bosses, that can be very useful. But at the same time, I'm okay with getting 3 of any type of, craftable resource. Who gets it? Does it go to the town? Does it go to the person? The game did not explain. So I'm going to assume it goes to the town. And then, for example, you can see here, like if we want to build this hunting lodge, we need prosperity of 1, which we have. We would need 4 lumber, 1 anvil, and 2 hide, for example. So what's easier to get is, I think the anvil is actually one of the harder things to get. But there's mining camps and logging camps, and so, you know what, I should probably just say I'm going to get 1 of each, but so here's my thought. I haven't looked at the buildings yet, but last time we were in town, we didn't do much, right? We have 4 buildings that we start the game with, and I got them here somewhere. I don't know exactly where. I'll get those out in a second. Oh, here they are. So we have a barracks, a craftsman, an alchemist, and a workshop. By themselves, we use the craftsman a bit because we did make potions and we made some items. The barracks we're going to use because we have to protect our town. We use the alchemist because that was where the potion came from. The workshop we haven't really used yet, but it makes stuff. Now, we got all these things we haven't unlocked. So, for example, the mining camp, once we build it, we can collectively buy 1 metal for 2 gold. And then I think it just gets better and better. And then the hunting lodge will let us get hide. And then the logging camp will let us get wood. So we can buy resources once we get those up. That's what I wanted to check. I thought that by building a hunting lodge, we would get free resources, not have to buy them. But 2 gold is not a ridiculous amount of money. And if you have a character that's going to be retiring soon, it's great to just blow your load, buy all these resources to help the town and then say, sayonara, it's sort of like your philanthropy before you ride off into the sunset. So I think we could exploit that a bit once we get those built. So in the meantime, I got to get 3 resources of any type. So we got choices, of course, lots and lots of choices. I'm tempted to say we should grab 1 of each, but I actually think the metal is the least common. And I'm always interested in getting what's least common. So let's look here. We have some coins. I'm going to get through all the coins. And then for the lumber, But see, the resources that are available on a mission are dependent on the mission. So just because you see more lumber cards does not mean there's more lumber, per se. These alchemy ones are actually really rare. The hides, not too many. And then the metal. Actually, I would argue that there's more metal than anything. So what do we do? I'm going to look at the loot table for the mission we just did. There was 3 wood, 5 metal, 2 hide. Alright, so since I can't make up my mind, we're going to do 1 of each. So the town is going to get 1, 1, and 1. There we go. If we got 3, we'll just get 1 of everything and be done with it. Okay, I like that event. That was a good one. I think that the item we would have gotten would have been nice too. We do get a morale, so we come back to our sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and cross this out, and we're going to put an X. So we're now up to 7 morale. And I know, I go through great lengths to avoid buying a pencil. So that's done, and then we need some kind of sticker called Bromix. Now there's a lot of stickers over here, and I don't know which one they're telling us to get. I'm looking up here. Friend of the Snow Speakers, friend of the Frost Speakers. Coral Crown. Those are campaign stickers, and I would have sworn that Bromix would have been a campaign sticker. I guess not. So then we have, these are map overlay, none of those. These, of course, are buildings, sled and whatnot. It says Bromix campaign sticker, so it would have been a campaign sticker. Then we have these, 1, 2, we got another town one. Alright, we got to go back to the campaign stickers. It's saying Bromix. I somehow missed it. So let's go slower. Into the forest. Crown United. Uncharged core. Empty jar, bug in jar, charged core. Harvest, coral crown. I don't see Bromix anywhere. Oh, right here. Look at that. Bromix tracks. Once all 5 are placed. Alright, so where do we place them? The Bromix tracks. I am so confused. I mean, campaign stickers would just go on our sheet, right? We would just put them right here. Campaign stickers. So I guess it's just saying once you get all 5, then something happens. and hence the reason he said come back when you get more. So we'll grab one. Let's get this first one out here, and we'll stick her on. Alright, so there's our little sticker doodad, and alright, I think that's fair enough. And my apologies for looking right at it and saying it's not here, it's not here. That's pretty common. Alright, so now that the event is done, what do I do with the card? Okay, it says remove the card from the game. So this, of course, won't. And it makes sense. I mean, like, why would we experience that again? There's no reason we should be experiencing that again. So I need to do a good job of keeping track of which cards are removed from the game. Alright, there we go. Okay, that brings us past the outpost event phase. Now we move to... we don't have to do any attack events. So now we go to building operations. Resolve the effects of all buildings, going through the building deck in sequential order, one card at a time. For each building, resolve any normal or wrecked effect which appears next to the sun icon. So we have 4 buildings, like I said. This is that sun icon. So we can collectively train up to 1 soldier for 3 gold and 1 resource. I have a capacity of 4. The number of soldiers we have at the moment is 0. So at some point I probably should take this seriously. I just feel like I can't. Like, I feel like I don't have that much yet. So I am going to wait. I'm not going to train a soldier yet. I don't know how much 1 soldier is really going to make a difference, but I'm sure it does. I mean, we have a level 1 barracks, so we can have 4 soldiers. So that would be 12 gold and 4 resources. So I probably don't even have collectively 12 gold amongst all my characters. I know one of them has 6. So maybe I do. Let me think about that. So I will... it says it can be taken from Frosthaven or personal supplies. And it happens immediately. And that's the only sunshine thing. None of these have sunshine effects. So, alright, let me pause and look at my resources. Okay, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I feel like we do need to soldier up before winter. So that's my thoughts. Can we be attacked before winter? Of course we can. I don't know what events are in the summer. I didn't, you know, I do peek ahead sometimes or spoil, but I don't, like in this case, I haven't spoiled myself. I don't necessarily want to know what's coming. I just, of course, I'm a little curious, like, where should my priorities be? And so if this were Gloomhaven, my priorities are I'm saving up gold so I can buy more items, because items give you powers, and powers give you advantage and let you win. Like, for example, Blinkblade, I would really like to get him those boots. But I have a situation here where I do have... So Blinkblade himself has 5, 6, 7, 8... has 12 gold. That's not enough to buy the boots, by the way. The boots are... how much are they? They're 15. I mean, he's close. But he's at 12. I happen to have these seeds that I'm going to sell for 10. So, but that's not Blinkblade. So, you know, I got to be careful there. But the Drifter, though, has 10 gold that he's going to get. And I frankly don't like these lucky dice, even though I was really happy to get it at first. So I can maybe get 15 more for selling the lucky dice. I think the lucky dice are going to be better once I get rid of my negative cards. which is, you know, Blink Blade actually got rid of 2 of his negative cards. So the Lucky Dice has purpose. But I could get 25 gold from selling those 2 items. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the Drifter spend the 6 gold he has. And I think the order of things is I can't sell items yet. I'm not at the phase of the outpost phase where I get to do that. Like right now is where I got to do building operations. Yeah, building operations and then downtime, which is where I get to buy and sell items. So so I got to do it with the gold I have. Well, Drifter has 6 on hand. So we're going to go ahead and spend those 6, all 6 of them, because he's going to get those back. Black Sonia has nothing. But the Bone Shaper also has 6. And the Bone Shaper is literally sitting here with 1 item. I really would like to get that necklace that lets her heal. I mean, I guess I could compromise and just spend 6 right now for 2 soldiers, and then use the money I get from selling these items to buy 2 more soldiers later. You know what? That works. Let's do that. Because how much did we say? It was 3 gold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 soldiers, and yes, I don't have a pencil, so I'm going to put them here at the bottom. I'm just going to draw a little box. So we got 2 soldiers right now, and I spent all 6 of Drifter's money, and then we need supplies. So you can see here he has 2 metal. Actually, he only has 1 metal. The other one was crossed out. So we'll spend his 1 metal, and then I'm going to spend somebody else's something. I'm going to spend a hide from Blink Blade. Alright, there we go. I just spent 2 resources and 6 gold. So we now have 2 soldiers. So there's a nice compromise. I was going to buy all 4, but I don't need to at the moment. And I want to, the people who have the money, I need them to keep their money. Okay, so that's fun. We're done. Now we go to downtime. So first thing we do during downtime is we level up. And unfortunately, no one is leveling up. And let me show you. So the Banner Spear is at 26, 36, 38 experience. You need 45. So not quite. The Bone Shaper is at 24, 34, 42. 3 experience away. Blink Blade is at 12, 22, 30. Now we're close. And then the Drifter is at 20, 24, 30, 44. The Blink Blade is 1 experience point away. I'm sorry, not Blink Blade, but Big Lebowski here, the Drifter, was 1 experience point away from leveling up. So nobody levels up. Leveling up is always fun, of course. The monsters do tend to get harder, but for now, it is what it is. And the biggest thing about leveling up is you get a perk. So in addition to all the check marks that we've been doing, and that's always a good thing. Alright, we can retire a character. I don't think anybody's ready for retirement. That would be ridiculously early. These are crafting items, which we don't have any of, so none of that's happening. Immediately unlock a strong foundation. So we do have a scenario for Bone Shaper we can try to pursue when we're ready to retire her. And then the Banner Spear has to loot 8 total lumber cards through loot tokens. I have not been keeping track of that. But I can look at the Banner Spear. I have had 1 lumber so far. Holy cow. So, yeah, Banner Spear's got a ways to go. And then we've been doing Blink Blade, where he's got to kill certain creatures. And he did kill the 2 that he's encountered so far. So he's actually technically 1/3 of the way there. Alright, so that's done. No retirement. We're not creating a character. We are not prosperity leveling. The prosperity, does it go up? Prosperity goes up, I think, when they retire. Okay, yeah, so nothing's happening there. After this, we can craft items, brew potions, and then only after all that's complete can we finally do construction and build one of these buildings. So this is where you got to sit down and like calculate, like, how many resources do we have and what can I do with them. So let's first of all, as far as items go, like that's 15. I don't think I have enough money to afford any items outright. Like nobody has 15 gold. The drifter will have 15 if he sells his 2 items, but that's it. Alright, so I paused and I did look at some of these items. I think the decision making is actually going to be a little easier than I thought. I would like to buy some of these items. Like, for example, this Amulet of Life that gives me +1 health is really good for the Bone Shaper. This Circlet of Elements is useful, but that's very expensive. And then, of course, the Wing Shoes is what I've been eyeing for the for Blinkblade, or even the Boots of Speed. But either way, I can't afford any of these because I don't have the money. Now, Tink the Drifter does. And remember, technically speaking, you're not supposed to share gold amongst party members. So, Drifter is going to sell the Lucky Dice and the Wild Growth Seeds. So I'm going to get 15, I'm going to get 25. And those technically go into the pool for purchase as well. So they're available for anybody to purchase. Maybe, Blinkblade could benefit from having the Lucky Dice. I don't know. It's sort of one of those things where it's a lot of money to get one of those. $30. So money's not growing on trees with these people yet. So I think later on, money will be maybe less of an issue, but that's not the case right now. Selling the items that we found has actually been the best source of income so far. Now, with that being said, we also have these. So, for example, the Horn of Command is a crafting type of thing that we can do, and it's not a bad one. So, like, Bone Shaper could use it to control how a summon performs their abilities. I mean, even the Banner Spear. But she already has control over one of her summons. It's not horrible. And then you could, like, maybe force your summon to move the way you want it to move, or different than the way the game would do. It's worth pursuing. Let's just put it that way. And I'm going to look real quick. I think I need all 3 of those resources. Let me just verify. Yes, it is both. And sometimes it's you got a prerequisite where you have to discard one item to make another. So we can make a bunch of stuff, like you can see here. These aren't bad. These are arguably better than the gold stuff in some cases. Like this one, add +1 to your move. Not horrible. This one, you can loot adjacent hexes in addition to your own. That can be flexible, hence the term flexible slippers. Add +1 to your range attacks. Would be more handy if you had somebody that was very specifically a range. The Drifter actually has the ability to carry 2 weapons in their hands, but you need the perk for it. So this would have been an interesting one, because then, because the Drifter does have range attacks, but all this does is add range to the attack. It doesn't add damage. Not quite as nice. This one would protect allies, and then this prevents conditions. It doesn't prevent damage, it prevents conditions. Out of all these, the Horn of Command is the only one I'm thinking of making, but I need 1 of each of these, and then I need a root, which I think I have. The root. Now, here's the thing. You got to make this decision now, and then after this is the Alchemist and the Construct. So the Alchemist and this you can do at any order, right? You can brew potions, You know, because you can, basically you're brewing potions here, and you're crafting here. So we can do this in any order. And then yes, we can even upgrade our building. So I don't know what that means, but oh, look at this, +4 soldiers. I didn't need to buy soldiers. I have 4. My apologies, folks. We have 4 soldiers. So I didn't need to buy those, so I'm going to give 6 gold. I'm going to give the resource back to Rapture, and then the Drifter is going to get his metal back. And technically, I think I forgot to spend the 3rd resource, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I'm such a goober sometimes. So I gave myself back 2 resources, and I got to give myself the 6 gold. So let's do that real quick. Alright, and so if you're confused, when you get a building, this exclamation happens right away. So you get 4 soldiers. Here, you get items 1 through 10 in the craft supply, which is what you see here. Like, that's not item 10, but like if you flip this over, you can see item 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You see what I mean? So we did everything we were supposed to do. We just didn't give ourselves 4 soldiers. So, that means I don't have to spend money on soldiers yet, because I don't have a barracks level 2. Now, here's our big dilemma. We got extra buildings we can build, we have walls we can build, and then we can upgrade. So to upgrade this craftsman, I just need prosperity level 1, 2 wood, 2 metal, 1 hide, and we can go to craftsman level 2. So if I'm going to be doing making this horn, I'm spending a metal and a hide. And so that's my dilemma, is do I have a metal and a hide, that I can afford to spend, or not? Now, I do have the root that looks like a horse, or actually it looks like a turkey head. This one right here. So I can, but the bone shaper actually has that root, so, and has a metal and a hide. So the bone shaper could make this horn of summoning. And we could also do potions. So if you remember from last time, we made a potion because we spent a leaf and a turkey head, and that made the renewing potion. So we could try something else. Like, I don't have the mushroom or the acorn. I still have the, let's see, we have yet to find an acorn. I have leaves, and I have turkey heads. That's all I have. So I can do leaf and leaf, right, and see what that gives me. And I can even do turkey head and turkey head and see what that, I could get 2 more potions. But that's not necessarily going to ruin my day, because I actually have 3 turkey heads. Yes. So it's just a question of, do I have a spare metal and hide? Okay, let me think this through. I am interested in finding out what potions are here. I did, when I was sorting through some of the items, I did verify there are stamina potions in the game. It's just you have to find them. And I don't know what would be stamina. Like these, oh, I got these 2. So I can mix this with something. So there's a lot to choose from. And I am in complete analysis paralysis, folks. I I think the purpose of this is you're supposed to just not be afraid to just try and error, right? But I am absolutely convinced that some of these items are superior to others, at least for my playstyle. And and that's why I'm sitting here like, is there anything I can glean out of this? So for example, the items, let's see. The arrow vine is these little arrows. That's called arrow vine. So what do I think that would be useful for? I don't have axe nuts yet, or corpse cap, or flame fruit. Okay, so the turkey head is rock root. And then the last one is snow thistle. The little leaf. That's snow thistle. So we did a snow thistle and a turkey head, and that gave me a renewing potion. Can I learn anything from that? Like, is one of them more of a healing property? Is another one more of a stamina thing? Because like if I'm trying to get that stamina potion unlocked, you see where I'm going there. I think I just need to start spending my stuff. The question is do I save a turkey head to make this this horn? And I want to. But let's look at the buildings we can build and let's analyze that. I know that happens next. So I have to finish my brewing and crafting phase before I do construction. But there's nothing that stops you from looking ahead and planning your resources. So let's do that. I like that I have a lot of options, but of course that's what's causing my analysis paralysis. So we have 4 buildings here. The workshop has things that we can make, like a boat, a sled, and climbing gear. This, by the way, is one of our retirement things, is we need to do missions that require each of these. We currently don't, to my knowledge, have missions that need one of these. So I think we're okay. This is going to be more of an advanced thing we're going to do later. So right now, I'm not going to worry about the workshop. And so we're going to move that aside. We got the alchemist that we can level up. Here we can only brew 2 herb potions, which right now that's all we really can do. We can craft items, and then of course the barracks has nothing. Now we have other buildings that we can produce. So, for example, we can make a mining camp. And I got to look at the board for the mining camp. So I got to move my sheet out of the way, and the mining camp, for example, is over here. And you can see it's written on the board that the mining camp requires 4 lumber, 2 metal, 1 hide, and what is that? 10 gold? I think that's a 10 gold symbol. Oh, that's expensive. But yes, we could do that. And then underneath this, we have a hunting lodge, which also has the 10 gold. Yes, that's definitely a gold symbol. We have walls that we can build, although these walls require prosperity levels higher than 1. Like, see that one right there where my finger's pointing? That wall requires prosperity level 2. We're not at prosperity 2. That's what this first number is. That's the prosperity number. And so these buildings that we're trying to upgrade do not require gold. Let's see. Let's keep going. Yeah, the logging camp requires 10 gold as well. We do have the 10 gold. And we already looked up that those, we would spend 2 gold to get items. So if I come up here, we already know that's what the mining camp does for us. So let me zoom this out again. So that's fine. Hunting lodge, we already know is going to give us hides. And then the logging camp will give us wood. So now we got the craftsman. We're talking about possibly sending the craftsman to level 2. And if I move this up to level 2, it's going to add 1 prosperity, and then we get items 11 to 15 added to the supply. So 11 to 15 is why you would upgrade the craftsman. So that's an interesting dilemma. I don't know, is that crafting items or what that would be? So this is 11 through 15. And so yeah, they're craftable items. So we got simple charm, chain armor, dancing slippers, heavy sword, and reinforced shield. And a reinforced shield requires another shield, the shield number 10, as a prerequisite. This one adds +1 to your attack. That's pretty good. They're good. I definitely see value in continuing to upgrade the crafting guild, because that's going to allow us to get more items. But I'm not at a spot where we're rich and overflowing with craftable materials. So I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? That's a good upgrade, but it's not one we need right now. So I'm going to go ahead and look, it goes all the way up to level 9. And see, it just keeps unlocking more and more stuff. So we're going to go ahead and move that aside. The Alchemist, if we move that to level 2, what does that do for us? We can brew and distill, whereas the other one says brew. Oh, what does distill mean? I think distill means you can take potions and get the components out of them, so you can go backwards. Okay, that's neat. And then you gain a prosperity. So again, do I need it right now? No. But the cool thing is these would give me prosperity. So +1 prosperity is always good. And then the barracks. So we would gain a prosperity and 2 soldiers, which again is good. The capacity goes up to 6. And yeah, we would be at 6. And then the advantage effect has advantage and -15 attack. And then -25 attack. So basically the better the barracks, the weaker the enemy gets. And eventually it goes up to -35. But it looks like nothing gets cheaper. The capacity gets better. So really we can do whatever we want here. There's no building that's jumping out and it's like, oh wow, we need to build that right now. So that's good. The prosperity, just a reminder, when you gain a prosperity, it just means you get a checkbox. So you got to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of these before you go to prosperity level 2. So it's a lot of prosperity. But that's the way the other Gloomhaven game was too. So now I just got to get to the point where we make up our mind and build something. And I think I'm going to go after the logging camp and the new buildings, more than upgrading the existing buildings. The prosperity from upgrading the existing buildings sounds good, but I like the idea of spending 2 gold for materials, because that will allow us to build more things, right? Because we might get to a point where we don't need gold anymore, and if we can at least buy materials, then we can at least do that. So then I'm looking at the situation here. Okay, so logging camp requires 2 wood, 3 metal, 2 hide. So the hunting lodge requires 4 wood, 1 metal, 2 hide. And then the mining camp takes 4 wood, 2 metal, 1 hide. So we have a situation where the other 2 buildings require 4 wood each. So that's 8 wood. This one requires the most metal. And the walls require a crap ton of wood too, as would make sense because it's a palisade, wooden palisade. So the metal, so let's say I want to build all 3 buildings. I need 10 wood. I need 3, 4, 6 metal, and 2, 4, 5 hide. So wood seems to be the one you need the most. It's probably going to be the easiest to get as well. So I don't want to mislead, but it does seem to be the something that you need the most. So it would be nice to be able to buy wood. That's where I'm landing here. Now I'm looking at our sheets here of resources. So let's do a tally. We have 1 metal on this person. We have 1 wood. And then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 hide, 2 metal, and 2 wood. So we're now at 4, 3, and 3. And then 6, 4, and 5. Right? So we got 6 hide. We have enough hide to build all 3 buildings. We don't have enough metal to build all 3. 6, 4, and 5. And we don't have enough wood. Now, the town actually has one of each resource. And we could have chosen differently. And I actually am going to change my mind on the town. I'm going to take away the hide and give ourselves an extra metal. So I'm going to go back to 2 metal. Now the wood, the hide, all that stuff is needed for crafting materials. That's why we were spending so much. And we actually need a metal and a hide to make the Horde of Command. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed with the Horde of Command. So I'm going to make that with the Bone Shaper. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend for the Bone Shaper the metal, the hide, and the turkey. Right, so all 3 of them are gone. And we got ourselves an item. Okay, and then we're going to build this logging camp. I am still going to do alchemy, but while I'm on the topic of thinking about resources, the alchemy resources don't use building construction resources. So we're going to go ahead and do it's a little out of order, but just for efficiency's sake, while I have all this on my mind, I don't want to rethink it. We're going to go through again. So I'm going to take the 2 wood away from the Bone Shaper, and I'm going to take the 1 hide from the Bone Shaper. Alright, so I got the wood complete. The wood is complete, and I have half the hides. I have no metal so far. We're going to take 2 of the metal from the town, because the town has 2 metal. So that's gone. So now we're 1 metal away and 1 hide away. And so I'm going to go... Let's see, the drifter has a metal, so we're going to use his. And then we're going to use 1 hide from Blinkblade. Alright, so we just did everything to get our level 1 logging camp. So here we go. We now have the ability to collectively buy 1 wood for 2 gold. And we do add +1 prosperity for building this new building. And I'm going to go ahead and check the box. So now we're 2 check boxes in. Sorry, you're zoomed in a bit much there. Okay, so we unlocked the lumber. There's a sticker for that. So it's a level 1 logging camp. This is really annoying. The sticker came apart. So I think it's because I don't necessarily need to put this on, but I'm going to. Right, so we have a level 1 logging camp there, but now I need the rest of the sticker. Because we no longer have to pay the resources to build this. Now what's interesting is by covering this up with the sticker, I'm removing my ability to replay this game. Because the cost to build that level 1 logging camp is now covered up. I don't know how much I like that. You know what? I'm going to leave the cost visible. Because I am just that kind of person. I don't want to cover up the cost. I know I've already built it, and I get the whole point of covering up the cost. By the way, the 10 gold will be paid for by the drifter. Alright, so I know I really screwed up that sticker there by doing what I just did. Yeah. I gotta really think about this, because if I ever were to start a new campaign, I'm sure somebody is going to upload a file on BoardGameGeek that you can print off that lets you start over, because you have to mark things on the scenarios, things like that. This, how to build that level 1 logging camp, it's not written anywhere on the card. Like, this is how to upgrade the logging camp. It's not how to build it. So that cost is only written there and nowhere else. So I'm a little anxious. And by the way, when you distill a potion, you're returning the potion to the supply, and you get one of the resources required to brew it. So you don't get both, but you get one. And that makes sense. Now, the other thing I also noticed is I have enough to build a mining camp too. So that requires 4 wood. So the town has 1 wood. The banner spear has 1 right here. Right, so we got 1 wood from the banner spear, so we're going to cross that out. And then the blink blade has 2. We're literally gonna spend all of our resources. Blink blade has 2 metal, which satisfies the metal, because remember the town already spent all of its metal. And then this requires 1 hide, and blink blade has 3 hide, so we're gonna spend 1 of those 3. So we have 2 hide left amongst the entire party, and that's it. But we still have hide though, which is good. And mining camp level 1 is also going to be built, and we gain a prosperity for that as well. So we bring this back out, check a 3rd box. I gotta make another heart-wrenching decision about these stickers. I do have the removable stickers. I don't know why I'm not using them. I should, because that's exactly what they were made for, was this situation. Like right here, I got the removable. I think my idea is okay, I'm going to play this once and just mark it up. But then if I ever have to play again, I use the removable stickers, because then I can play it again and again and again. But the removable stickers, let you reset it and play it again and again and again. That's the whole point of removable stickers. So you don't have to... Yeah. Let me pause and sort this out. Okay, I got out the renewable stickers. The whole point of these renewable stickers is to do exactly what I want to do. So there's no reason to be using the permanent ones. And I think from here on out, I will start using the renewable ones. And not lose sleep over this anymore. And I also have a nice folder. Like, they give you a nice folder that it all goes into, whereas the other stickers are just loosey-goosey and falling all over the floor. I like it. I mean, I just like the game in general. I mean, it's very fun playing with all these stickers and whatnot. So, but yeah, I'm going to take the permanent stickers out, and we will use the renewable ones from here on out. So the mining camp, you may have noticed, was not added perfectly by me, but let's put the renewable stickers to the test. Look at that. I can remove it just fine. And let's see if we can line it up a little bit better this time. Now you're going to see how awful I am with stickers. And it looks like it didn't match up super well out here, but it looks good. Alright, so I did that, and then I actually replaced the logging camp. I did overwrite it with the renewable, so you can actually see the original logging camp sticker below it. But it's all good in the neighborhood, right? Okay, we now have 6 buildings in our arsenal. We gained some prosperity. We have the ability to buy metal and wood, which I think is a good thing to start unlocking. And I am going to put them underneath the active buildings, so that way I remember which ones we have built, and we're good there. So let's do the potions last. The thing about this is this board is so large. The old Gloomhaven board was not nearly this big, and I think they went a little bonkers with their board on this game. I mean, it's beautiful, it's nice, but yeah, it's a bit much for what we do with it. Let's move these out of the way, and let's do some potions. So I have a lot of choices. I'm going to either do the double-double or one of each, and I don't know what I prefer to do. Okay, so the Bone Shaper has nothing. Okay, so she's out. The Banner Spear has nothing, so she's also out. So what we got is I made an official decision that these are spent. So we have nothing with Blink Blade other than 2 hide. So what we have is we have 1, 1, and 2. We've already done a 1 and a 1. That created a renewing potion. One of these and one of those. So I think our natural choice here is we're going to do one of these and each of those. So I'm going to spend all 4 with the Drifter. And so we're going to do one of these, right? This leaf, and one of those. So we come across and we're going to do this one right here. And then we're also going to do this plus the turkey head. So we're going to do these 2 right next to each other. So I don't know if I'm going to bump the camera because these are a little hard to pop. So let me take it away from the camera for a second. Alright, I got the first one started. Second one also started. So here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and peel those the rest of the way. There we go. We got the stamina potion. It was the spirit plus the leaf. And then this one is a healing potion. Those are both excellent unlocks. I am absolutely thrilled. Now the problem is those are both for the same character, the Drifter. It would have been nice to be able to spread the love, but that's okay. So it's 84 and 83. Now I just gotta find the potions. Oh no, I had it! And then the cards collapsed on me. So there's only 2 copies of each. Usually you want 4 copies of stamina potions, but here we go. We got healing potions. During your turn, heal self. Excellent. So he gets a copy of that. And then we have a stamina potion, and he gets one of those as well. During your turn, refresh 1 level 1 card. Oh, they're making it so it's specifically a level 1 card. Those jerks. He's really modifying that stamina potion. 1 card is still, that's an extra turn. So, but the healing potions are so nice as well. So, gonna add the other 2. He has both of these. He can only use one at a time at his current level. I think we're going to use the stamina, but he will keep both of those equipped. And then he just, I'm going to just turn the healing over for now because he can't use both of them in the same mission. And then we'll have to decide. So we finally got it. We can make healing potions, thank goodness. I think the thing I'm most distressed about is there's only 2 copies. I would swear that we had 4 copies in Gloomhaven, but I could be wrong. I thought everybody needed a stamina potion. Yeah, so I'll go through the cards and check. But that brings us to the end. We just finished our construction phase. We obviously we did this a little bit out of order, but that's okay. And it was glorious. So after this, we got to choose our next mission. I haven't even put any thought into that yet. But onward and upward. Having a blast. Enjoying the town phase so far. And it's fun. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.